I grew up in a Christian household, and my story is like everyone else's. But for a time, I was really in touch with God and Jesus, and I went to church every Sunday. But then I got into a point of time when I couldn't find that light anymore. I stopped going to church. I lost faith, but I now know that now that I'm back, I'm in touch with God and Jesus, and they forgive me because I am back. During the FCA, someone recommended it to me, and now I'm here, and I'm glad that I am. It's one of the best choices I made in my life.
Hi, I'm Catherine Dion, and it's my testimony. So I grew up in a Catholic home, and I was raised there, and I was really connected with God because my mom was really into church, and she would always try to teach me as many stuff. And I was baptized when I was 2 years old, which is kind of old for for my family. And I didn't when I came into middle school, I kind of saw like so many different influences, so I kind of went out of God's path, and I just was kind of like a huge mess. And so when I came to my first FCA meeting, I think that like completely changed me, and that was when I first came to the FCA meeting, and I think it was we were watching videos about I'm Not a Fan, and it really touched my heart and told me how like I should just be on God's path and not come out of it. And yeah.
Hey guys, my name is Ryan. So when I was at a young age, I've been going to church for all I can remember. I got baptized at a young age, but at the church I had been going to at the time, I hated it. It was boring. I never listened. I didn't learn anything from it. So then when I was about 7 in kindergarten or first grade, I moved to Mountain Lake Church, and I began to know the gospel more. And I love it. It's just, I've learned a lot more. It's touched my heart, and now I want to get baptized later again.
I'm Adam Jathan, and my testimony is when I was about 6 or 7, I went to a private school. Whenever we went to the gymnasium to have this like whole church type thing, never really thought of the message or anything. I would kind of want to go back and learn more about that and actually listen to it and take the word of the God and apply it to my life. All my years, I've been kind of living in a house of hate, but with God, I was able to get through that. When I came to Vickery Creek, I was saved by one of my best friends, Michael John Dalton. He was the first one to kind of like bring me in and invite me into FCA. And the first time I went there, it just changed my life forever. When I heard Rocky speak at that first huddle, it just blew my mind of what I was missing about the Word of God. And like I said earlier, I'm just living in a house of hate between my dad and my brother. All I really have to cheer myself up is God and my mom.
I'm James, and basically, just like everybody else, I grew up in a Christian family at a young age. My parents were Christian, their parents were Christian, and I went to church like every Sunday. I went on Wednesdays to go like youth group stuff, and my whole life I never really cared about it. I always thought it was boring, and I hated going to church, but I chose to get baptized at a young age, and looking back on it, I feel like I really didn't know what I was doing, and I kind of regret doing that, but I hated church, and then I moved here, and I started going to North Point, and then Brownsbridge, and that basically redefined my whole idea of church, and I loved it. It was awesome. I felt like I was getting closer and closer to Christ. I went to the camps and stuff, and ever since then, I feel like my life with Christ has grown like way stronger.
My name is Josh Aiken. This is my testament. I lived in Dallas, Texas for most of my life, and the school I went to was about 80% atheist. my stepdad was atheist, and that's kind of how I was raised. I didn't want to believe that there was a God out there, but when I moved here, I met a couple good friends that brought me to FCA. And last year, still wasn't the Christian I wish I was. And I wasn't saved till last summer at Woodlands Christian Camp. And now my life has completely changed. I put my complete trust in Jesus Christ. And I hope anyone out there who has a similar story compared to me could find Jesus and put your trust in Him, because He'll always protect you.